Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first session of Meet Our ASHRAE Members webcast series that is being brought to you by ASHRAE Mumbai Chapter. My name is Nivedita Jadhav, and I am the incoming president of ASHRAE Mumbai Chapter to be taking over since 1st of July. If you are in the HVAC business, an engineering or an architecture student, ASHRAE is definitely for you. You have to be part of it. If you are from a field which is related to the HVAC business, I'm sure you'll still be lured to join in. Keep listening to our members, share their experiences, and learn how to optimize your ASHRAE membership or the membership which you are shortly going to take up. As we launch this series today, we have two special guests with us. Let me get them join me on the screen right away. Welcome Rupesh and welcome Shreya. Rupesh is a young and dynamic chapter president who's a co-founder of Electronic Consultants and also a company in Singapore which is called Chi Square. While Shreya Kulkarni is a CFD specialist. She's got a firm called Flowline Solutions. It's based in Mumbai, whereas Rupesh's firm is based in Thane, which is a city in the suburbs of Mumbai. So let's get started, Rupesh and Shreya. Since this is a 20 minutes episode, I will request you both to be as crisp as possible so that we can wind up with a lot of content and yet be in time. So Rupesh and Shreya, once again, a warm welcome and thank you for being on the show. My question to you, Rupesh, is what are the benefits that you've had with your ASHRAE membership, which I suppose is for about 8 or 9 years, quite a long time to be part of the society in current scenario. So how does it help you professionally, personally? Yes, Rupesh, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nivedita, madam. Okay, thank you for agreeing to doing this series. Okay, and thank you for calling me young at the age of maybe 45 year old. And you rightly said I've been member of ASHRAE for 9 years. Okay, and I still remember you are the one who has basically suggested me to be an ASHRAE member in 2014. I took the membership and you and Nitin enrolled me in the BOG right away, right? So I am thankful to you for that, okay, for bringing me into this society. Now, as we all are aware that as an ASHRAE member, we have certain benefits. I mean, all members. We get our handbooks, which is very essential for any HVAC professional. Okay. We get our journals every month, which are very much rich in content, okay, and have all latest technological information. I definitely, I don't miss, downloading those handbooks and, reading them later on. And whenever I refer any new member, first thing I show it that is that ASHRAE journal. Okay, and that basically, increases the interest of the other person to become an ASHRAE member. So these are basic benefits for all ASHRAE members. Okay, and people say networking. Networking is another, benefit. But for me, being an MEP consultant in built environment, eventually I realized that knowledge. Okay, knowledge is the very principal benefit. Okay, that I got it from ASHRAE. ASHRAE has a humongous knowledge bank. Okay, like ASHRAE has standards, they have design guidelines. I was amazed, when I saw on the design guidelines that there are 4 design guidelines on just to design K-12 school building, or there are another 4 guidelines to design a grocery store. Okay, so where you will find it? No other place than ASHRAE, right? So the documents and standards which were required for our day-to-day work or project design or building design were the most essential benefits that I had. As I said, networking with other consultants, the contracting people, or the other build environment professional which are involved in our society. Okay, so you get various views. You get to meet a lot of international professionals in our international conferences and all. I think as a member, we do have that opportunity to attend all those conferences, right? And that would also benefit, I would say, young people to know the international market or gain professional knowledge, okay, on this conference. Another thing I can add up here is my personal growth. Okay, if I would have been not maybe introduced to ASHRAE, maybe I would have not aspire for international work. Okay, so the company you said G Square, okay, is again a sort of a baby out of some conference, ASHRAE conference. Okay, where I met my old classmate after 18 years, and we discussed one concept, and it just materialized in a year's time. Okay, so I'm sure like me, there must be another dozen of people who could have started a business out of all such networking. uh, I also got benefited on a personal front, the public speaking. Okay, so I have never given any presentation till I was connected with ASHRAE, right? So the first presentation I gave, that it was for an architectural college, okay, showing them what is an HVAC system, okay, and I think we did it with ASHRAE and ASHRAE, but then subsequently I must have done another 20-30 presentations, but then that is how I learned how to speak in front of audience. So for me, these would be the key benefits, apart from the the fun we have in conferences or our in meetings, or the friend circle which I have grown in the industry.
That's absolutely a fantastic, little longer though, I would say, but something that was really required when you spoke your heart. So thank you, Rupesh. I mean, that was very elaborate and wonderful. Shreya, I'll put up the same question to you. How have you really benefited from the society?
I think Rupesh sir has covered everything that I could have thought of. So I would just be reiterating everything. But I think knowledge, the amount of knowledge that you can gain out of ASHRAE is huge. It's a treasure trove for anyone in HVAC industry. And from journals to handbooks to any kind of data that you require, even if it's like metadata, everything is available in ASHRAE. So you have a treasure trove right there. Apart from that, like Sir pointed out, with networking, with knowledge sharing, it's such a great platform for knowledge sharing. You meet like-minded people with so much more experience than you, and you can have that give and take of knowledge, which is a really wonderful thing to have. And even like Sir said, on the personal front, you get the opportunity to present yourself, to have to hone your own I'm missing the word here.
I suppose you made quite a few presentations on the ASHRAE and ASHRAE platform as well.
Yes, that's right. And it's been such a pleasure, because I think through every experience, through every presentation, I myself have learned so much, because it's not just me giving the presentation, it's what I get back from the audience, from their knowledge as well. So I think it's a two-way street, and you learn so much on every platform that you do come on and you do interact with. So it is a great platform to have a knowledge sharing with like-minded people.
If I mean, since I know you pretty well, I know you've also been a great fan of another CMD specialist, Kishore sir, Dr.
Yes.
Kishore Kalkari.
Yes.
So I think he also has had some influence on you.
Absolutely. So one of my first seminars that I had attended was Dr. Kishore's seminar, and it has been such a great experience for me, because firstly, I look up to him, and for him to be in India at that point in time, and for me to be able to attend his seminar was everything, just connected well. And it was such a great learning experience to even be able to talk to him one-to-one. So I think that could not have happened if it wasn't for ASHRAE. So completely agree there that it's been a great experience.
This is one aspect which ASHRAE at chapter level, we try and get distinguished lecturers from international arenas, and give the opportunity to our members to interact with anyone and everyone. And trust me, these distinguished lecturers are a real treasure, and they're so down to earth. I mean, I would say that equally about our Indian speakers as well. So, Rupesh, continuing further, I mean, since you mentioned that you are not so young, I'll want to ask you, do you wish that you would have become a member much earlier, say in college days or just out of college? How different would it have been to you?
Yeah, right. So see, ASHRAE is a 125-year-old society, right? I maybe saw some information, and it seems that ASHRAE started India chapter in 1990, right? If I'm not wrong.
I'm not too sure about the year, but yes, about that.
I saw our president's presentation, and there it was 1990. So I presume that it is a correct year. Okay. So in 1990, I must be in school, but then while I was doing my mechanical engineering in ZTI, okay, that was 94 to 98. Okay. And if I would have known about ASHRAE, if you would have had an ASHRAE student chapter in ZTI at that time, I think I would have joined HVAC industry right in the beginning of my career. So although I started with a related field, okay, I was recruited to L&T through campus interview, and there we used to fabricate heat exchangers, not the heat exchangers for air conditioning, but for the petroleum and other chemical industry, and those were huge vessels. Okay, though it is on the same heat transfer thing. So I was working there for 2 years, and then after leaving L&T, I joined an HVAC contracting firm, okay, where we were taught air conditioning for our initial 15 days. Okay, so I still can say that for me, it was a late introduction. If you say in 2014, okay, it is almost 10-year late, right? But nevertheless, okay, what we learned, for me, fortunately, the firm which I've joined for air conditioning contracting, they taught us very well, okay, and we did fantastic clean room projects, okay. So there we learned most of the air conditioning basics, okay. And since we were doing all project design, project planning, project execution, project testing, commissioning, and handing over, okay, it was a good learning experience, and that prepared us for our next professional journey. As you said, if I would have been introduced to ASHRAE in my earlier days, then I think surely I would have been a much better professional, okay, in my early stage of career, okay. Then I would have been a better employee, okay. I would have been a better co-worker, okay, or I would have been a better team leader. And then eventually I became an entrepreneur. So I could have become a good employer, okay, and a better person in many ways, I suppose, in a much earlier stage of my career. I'm not saying I'm not yet better, but then I think I would have done that in a lesser time frame.
So you would definitely advise all the young engineers to start.
Yes. So that is what we have been doing now for the last couple of years, right? Whenever I go to these colleges, okay, I tell them all these benefit, okay, giving my example. I'm sure they must be taking it very positively. And if you say, the student member, what we have in our chapter, they are quite good, doing very well. Okay, and most of the student members knows the benefits of our society, and then also we have our there are almost around 35 YEs, right, from the student member to Smart Start conversion, okay, and they have joined the society right at the time, start of their career, okay, like Shreya has done, right? So I think we all need to tell this to our generation next, okay. And I always say the generation next is going to basically change the industry. It is not oldies like us, okay. we will try, okay, we will try, but then the drastic change or the bigger change would be brought by these guys, the new generation. That is my take, okay. And I think we have been working on the same motto or goal, okay, to bring a lot of young blood into the society, young engineers into the society, connect with them, okay, and see what we can do in our whatever time we have left with us, right?
Thank you, Rupesh. I'm sure you still have a long way to go in your professional career. So age is a number. I wouldn't talk about it. Sure, you joined the society much, I think, at the beginning of your career.
That's right.
What really inspired you? Because I don't think that you were from the mechanical engineering field. So what got you into ASHRAE?
So considering I was working for CFD and built environment, we were citing regulations from ASHRAE, some data from ASHRAE, but we did not know where it was coming from. We did not know why it was being cited the way it was. So that got me interested to know more about it. So initially to understand where that data was coming from, why it's being presented that way, and then to understand, this society, this entity called ASHRAE is the one who's defining all these regulations. And there is a lot of thought that is going into it, into each and every regulation that is being put out. So I wanted to learn more about that, to understand more about that, so that I can apply the same in my field of work. When I am citing certain things, I should be able to back it up with proper references. So that is how I got into ASHRAE, and I became a member of ASHRAE to understand more about the society, about the journals, the handbooks that is available, and how I can utilize that in my industry.
So you can be authoritative in whenever you talk about, have some ASHRAE references, I suppose.
Right, absolutely. More that is absolutely correct. So I think, like sir said, that when we want to start someone young, it's also because you want to give them a correct foundation. So you want to start them off by understanding that correct foundation also means that you need to understand where these data are coming from. It's just a way of building on a much firmer base. So I think I totally agree with sir when he says that we need to start people young for them to understand the benefits, for them to understand the correct use of such benefits as well. So I do agree that it is it is very beneficial to get into ASHRAE as early on as possible.
So Shreya, I'll direct my last question first to you and then to Rupesh.
Right.
You are now part of the incoming board of governors for the next society year. How do you think that you could add value as a board of governor, as a chapter person who can possibly pull in more people to join hands, or what are the kind of activities that you think that you could do in benefiting the society?
Right. Firstly, it's a great honor to be a part of the Board of Governors this year. I think, considering I'm still, starting out, I think it's been quite a pleasure to be a part of the BOG. And I think that is one thing that I will be bringing into it, my experience as a young person, being a part of the industry, being a part of ASHRAE. I think that I can, communicate those positive points with younger people, get them to see what positive benefits you can get out of the society, and work towards that to have a more greater impact. Because I understand that, when they see, say, people of certain age, they might think, oh, this is not for us. This is, how is it going to benefit us? Maybe they would understand that better coming from me in that case. So here's hoping that I bring that to them.
Great. We really look at, in fact, since we will be working together as a team when I'll be the president, it's more of a delight to have a young and dynamic person like you to be part of the team. So Rupesh, as chapter president, in fact, you could answer the last question before we wind up. You also mentioned that we've added quite a few of young members. So what is your advice to these young members, and how do you think that at chapter level they can be involved, and how do they benefit? Besides the knowledge, that the wealth of knowledge that they get from the society, In fact, even just the website, it has so much to give. But at chapter level, what is it that they can look forward to?
Yeah, so I think on chapter level, okay, they need to be very active. I mean, vibrantly active. Okay, I've been advising them, because unless and until they are active in chapter activities, or whatever events chapter is doing, they are not going to get benefited by just maybe even looking at website. Okay, because there has to be some interaction, there has to be some guidance, okay, from other guys who got benefited out of it, right? I'm not saying they're they're dumb, they cannot do self-help. They can, but then the time they will save with somebody else's guideline, okay, is going to be very substantial. So I whoever I've been making as a young member, okay, I've been telling them that we use the chapter connections. Okay, we have our website, we have our social pages like LinkedIn and Facebook, we do have our WhatsApp groups, okay, and then we do all the events, right? We have our student activities, okay, so get involved, okay, get involved in all those activities, and they might know something new in each event, or with each interaction with somebody else, okay. So I think I learned it from myself, okay. Whenever I interact with a contractor, I learn something else, okay. If I interact with maybe architect, I learn something else, okay. If I interact with the building owner, I see a different perspective, right? If I meet a facility manager and have some meeting and some discussion, I learn something else, okay. So that is how you will basically increase your horizon, right? So, and our chapter has all those diversity in membership, right? There are consultants, there are contractors, there are product manufacturers, okay, there are facility managers, okay, all people. So I would maybe encourage our young brigade to be involved, okay. We have substantial numbers, okay. This year we had the target to include more young members. I think with your presidency we should have target for it, having more young women members, right? So that will bring the vibrancy in our chapter, okay. And the more you interact, the more you learn, okay. And as we already have sort of an tie-up or association with the other societies, okay, that could also be a learning experience for them, okay. So I would advise them, don't be confined to your space, okay. Don't be confined to your office saying, oh, it's the start of my career, okay, I have to build my career, I have to again professionally and financially, so I will only concentrate on this, okay. Please don't do that. So I always give my example. So I'd work with you can say a manufacturing company as a shop supervisor. Then I worked with a contracting firm, okay, doing all those design, installation, and testing, commissioning thing. Okay, I again work for a contracting firm doing a specific work, okay, in air conditioning industry. I did a marketing job for an air conditioning contractor, okay. Eventually shifted towards consulting side, okay, and there I not only learned the HVAC but also other systems like being a mechanical engineer, electrical was zero for me, okay, but then I learned that, okay. And I mean, I would frankly say while in college we had an electrical subject and we used to hate it. But see, today I'm doing electrical consultancy also. So there's always a scope of learning, in every meeting, in every interaction with every person you meet, or every event, okay, which happens in your life, okay. So I would say don't neglect it, okay. Take the opportunity and learn out of it. Whether the event or things are positive or negative, just learn out of it.
So thank you, Rupesh, and thank you, Shreya. It's been really a wonderful time talking with you. I know it went a little longer, but then I think it's worth it. And it's the first episode that we've tried to give back something to the audience, to our members, and to those who would like to join ASHRAE and know what is it for them. So it's been great, and thank you once again to have spent it this time. And we look forward to meeting you people in one of the physical events that ASHRAE Mumbai chapter will shortly have. Audience, keep looking forward to the next episode, and we'll have couple of more very, very special guests on board. Till then, stay tuned and we look forward to meeting you people sometime soon. Thank you very much. Signing off. And once again, have a great day. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.